Okay, welcome, and now we're going to do some examples of using proportions and using cross products. Okay, so the first one says, hey, find the cross product for this proportion. Okay, so when it says cross products, we're meaning cross multiply. So we want to find the products when we cross multiply. Okay, so how do we find the cross products? Well, we just multiply across, right? So we're going to do 5 times 3, which equals 15. Or excuse me, not 5 times 3. 5 times 12. So 5 times 12 equals 60. And then so we're going to cross multiply there. Now we're going to cross multiply and get the cross product this way, which is 3 times 20. Which is 60, still 60. So again, these are both factors of the same product. Okay? So the cross products are equal, so that tells us that this is a true proportion. Okay, a true statement. Now, how can we use this fact? Well, let's use this fact to solve for x. Since if this is true, if we're going to solve for x, we need to find the value of x that will make this true, that will make this into a proportion. Okay? So what are we going to do? Cross multiply. So that's going to give us what? X times 15, or 15x. Always put the number in front. So 15x equals what? 4 times 12. Okay? And what happens? Well, now I can divide both sides by 15, right? Because I need to get rid of the 15, and this is multiplication, so I'm going to divide by 15 to make this 1. And so that means I'm going to have to divide by 15 over here. And so that gives me x is equal to what? 4 times 12 divided by 15. And that gives me, what? $48. Or hold on. Oh, I wrote it wrong. This should be 16. And so then 3 equals, or excuse me, x equals 3. Okay, because all you have to do is just stick this in your calculator, or just multiply 48 divided by 16 is 3. Okay, now what about this one? Now I'm going to solve for n, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cross multiply. So if I cross multiply, that gives me 15 times n is equal to 6 times 10. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 15. Okay? And so that gives me n is equal to what? 60 divided by 15, which gives me 4. So n is equal to 4. Okay? Now, let's do one more. Now let's look at this one here. Now I'm going to do this one a little bit differently because notice that when I cross multiply, like for example here, when I cross multiply, I'm multiplying the 4 times 12 and the 16 times x, and then I have to divide both sides by x. But I could just leave this the way it is, right? And realize that, hey, this is division. X divided by 4. Well, how do I get rid of the 4 if I'm dividing by 4? Well, to undo or reverse the division, I have to use multiplication. So I would multiply by 4, because then I get 4 divided by 4, right? Because if I multiply by 4, I got 4x up here and 4 in the bottom, and I'm going to cancel, and I'll get x. But then I also have to multiply the other side by 4. So by multiplying both sides by 4, I get 1x over here, and I get 12 divided by 16 times 4, which is exactly what I got over here. So instead of doing the cross multiplying, I could just solve for x by multiplying both sides by 4, and I skip the division again, okay, because I'm already dividing over here. So in that case here, what would I need to do here? Well, all I want to do is I want to get x on it by itself. Well, again, I'm dividing by 100, so to get rid of the 100, I'm going to have to multiply by 100. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 100, and that gives me x equals 28 divided by 40 times 100, or you could also write it as 28 times 100 over 40, like that, and then stick it in your calculator, okay? Or you could just look at it and say this is the same as 10 over 4, okay? And 10 over 4, right, is the same as 5 halves. And then 28 divided by 2 is 14. So what do you get? Or you could do 28 divided by 4 is 7, and then you get 10 times 7, which is 70. So x equals 70. Right? So let's do that one more time. 100 divided by 40 is the same as 10 divided by 4. So I've got 10 over here. And then 28 divided by 4 is 7. So then 7 times 10 is 70. Okay? And so x is equal to 70. Have a great day.